You ever spend money you don't have and then feel richer? Like, you walk out of Zara 200 pounds lighter, but for some reason, you're walking like you just closed a £1 million deal with Elon Musk. Yeah, that. Let's talk about that financial delusion today. Because logically, it makes zero sense. But emotionally, oh, it's magic. You swipe the card, dopamine hits, and suddenly you're walking through Tesco like you invented groceries. Why do we feel richer? Right after we just objectively got poorer? It's simple. Spending is the only time most of us actually feel rich. We don't feel rich saving. We don't feel rich investing. We feel rich when we buy a coffee we can't afford, with money we don't have, to impress people who don't care. Welcome to late-stage capitalism, where being broke is a mindset, until your rent bounces. Let me break your brain for a second. You earn £1,000. You save it. You feel nothing. You earn £1,000. You blow £800 on flights, clothes, tech, food, Deliveroo, a new scent to boost your confidence. You're broke, but you feel alive. Because we associate money with power, and power with control. So the act of spending feels like control, but it's not. It's literally giving away your power in exchange for 48 hours of fake happiness and a mild addiction to Klarna. Let me guess. You're not poor. You just feel poor. So you buy stuff to feel less poor. And you think, if I can buy it, then I must not be that broke. That's the lie. Here's the truth. If you can buy it once, you're not rich. If you can buy it twice, you're still not rich. If you can buy it 100 times and still not flinch, that's when you're rich. But who's waiting for that? Patience? In this economy? No thanks. I'll take the £5, 80 pence Starbucks I didn't budget for, because saving is invisible. No one claps for your emergency fund, but you rock up with a fresh iPhone and suddenly your coworkers think you're doing really well. Meanwhile, you're eating toast for dinner and hoping no one invites you out this weekend because your Monzo says no. You know what's worse? The high wears off fast. You spend money to feel better. Then the guilt hits. You check your bank account and suddenly the confidence is gone. You go from Beyonce to beans on toast real quick. And then you do it again next weekend. Because we don't have spending problems. We have coping mechanisms with receipts. Want to feel rich? Don't look at your income. Look at your expenses. It's not how much you make. It's how much you keep. But that doesn't hit the same as a 70-pound brunch with people who won't even remember what you ordered. I used to think I was doing okay. Because I had the clothes, the gadgets, the gym membership I never used. It looked like I had money. Until I actually needed it. Then came the overdraft. Then came the credit card. Then came the existential panic every first of the month. Because the truth is, most people don't want to be rich. They just want to feel rich. Temporarily. Rich enough to feel like the struggle isn't real. Even if it is. Here's what nobody tells you. You don't feel broke when you're broke. You feel broke the moment you try to do better. Start budgeting. You'll feel broke. Start saying no to dinners. You'll feel broke. Start planning your finances like an adult. You'll feel like a peasant in a Gucci world. But that's because you're finally seeing the truth. Feeling rich is easy. Actually building wealth? That's the hard part. That's the part no one claps for. No one sees, no one rewards. But it's also the only part that works. Let's get darker. You ever notice how poor people spend money to look rich? And rich people spend money to stay rich? Warren Buffett drives a 10-year-old car. You're financing a 2023 BMW at 18% interest with your weekend job at Pret. Make it make sense. You spend £100 on clothes. Then don't have £100 in savings. You spend £40 on drinks. Then panic when the council tax hits. You spend £10 a day on lunch. Then wonder why you never feel ahead. It's because you're treating money like a vibe, not a tool. And don't get me started on lifestyle creep. You get a raise? Congrats. Now you want nicer food, better clothes, new watch, self-care, a getaway. Your expenses go up, your savings? They don't. Because the more you earn, the more you feel entitled to spend. You're not upgrading your life. You're just upgrading your prison. And here's the sickest part. Most people would rather look rich and be broke than look broke and actually be rich. Because rich is social currency now. It's content. It's clout. You can't post your ISA on Instagram, but you can post that luxury hotel you split with Afterpay. We don't want freedom. We want aesthetics. Minimalism is cool, until you have to actually live on less. Budgeting is cool, until you have to actually say no to fun. Being debt-free is cool. But it won't get you likes like that Louis Vuitton bag you can't afford. And you wonder why your bank account is crying. So, why do we feel richer after spending? Because we're addicted to the illusion of control. Spending feels like winning. Saving feels like sacrificing. But here's the plot twist. The people who look like they're sacrificing today are the ones who'll actually have money tomorrow. The rest? Just vibes and overdrafts. I'll be real with you. I used to buy stuff just to feel something. Bad day, retail therapy, stress, Amazon Prime, lonely, Deliveroo, and denial. I spent thousands not because I had money, but because I didn't. And spending gave me a break from my own reality. But here's the truth bomb that finally slapped me in the face. Every time I spent money I didn't need to, I was stealing from my future. Like literally robbing my 35-year-old self so my 25-year-old self could feel like the main character for 20 minutes. And you know what? Future me is pissed. You don't need more money. You need better choices. You don't need more income. You need less ego. Because half of your spending is just trying to impress people who wouldn't even come to your funeral. They won't remember your outfit. They won't care what car you drove. They're not thinking about your 14-pound cocktail. So why are you paying rent on a life you can't afford? Here's your wake-up call. If you feel rich when you spend, you're not rich. You're just sedated, tricked by marketing, addicted to convenience, and running on financial autopilot. But there's hope. The day you start feeling rich because you didn't spend, that's the day you're free. The day you check your account and smile not because you splurged, but because you didn't, that's the shift. It's not sexy. It's not flashy, but it's powerful. Because money is just a tool. But your habits, that's your future. So next time you feel richer after spending, ask yourself this. Did I just buy something valuable? Or did I just buy another lie? Because confidence doesn't come from a receipt. Power doesn't come from plastic bags. And real wealth doesn't scream. It whispers, in compound interest, in quiet dinners at home, in old cars with no payments, in peace. The peace of not being owned by your next paycheck. You can keep feeling rich for 15 minutes, or you can be rich in 15 years. Your call. And if that stung, good. That means it's working.